What's good? What's good? This your boy AJ of the Deep Thought, back at it again, once again. What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today, man? As you can see, man, we finna get ready to talk about these two numbskulls. You did what I'm saying? But before we get into that, always remember, subscribe to the page, man. Subscribe to the Deep Thought. Hit that like button, man. That helps the channel grow. You know what I'm saying? If you feel about some things, give me some comments. And always remember to hit that post bell notification if you like my content. So now, today, this is going to be a long video. So I'm letting you know now, this is finna be a long video because I'm finna do some breakdowns and all kinds of stuff finna happen. We finna talk about two dick-eating, culture-vulture MFers. That's what we finna talk about today. So, let me throw this disclaimer out. If you do not like cursing, if you do not like curse words, or if anything I say offend you, you can leave. You do not have to watch this video. I'm not going to make you watch it. But understand, this video is to make people mad. So I'm throwing that disclaimer out right now before I get deep into it. Since I gave y'all a warning, I'm finna get into this video. Today we finna talk about two people that I got on the side of my board. We finna talk about Pearl Davis and Adam 22. His real name is Adam John Graham Marson. And we finna talk about the shit they have done in the last couple weeks. Starting off with Miss Pearly Things. She did an interview with a well-known white supremacist by the name of Nick Fuentes. If you don't know who Nick Fuentes is, I would tell you to do your due diligence and do your research so you can get an understanding of what's going on. Adam 22, you know what I'm saying? That's what he known as, Adam 22. But I'm going to say his real name, Adam John Graham Morrison. He did an interview with a well-known neo-Nazi white supremacist by the name of Richard Spencer. I just want to talk about today. This video today is about why do we let these motherfuckers come into our space and capitalize off our pain, off our hurt, off our struggle, off our trauma, and off our entertainment. We're talking about the culture vultures today, y'all. I'm not finna bite my tongue on this video. It's gonna be a whole lot of cursing. I'm gonna be calling people out. So, like I said before, like I said in the beginning of the video, if you do not like cursing, then no point. If you feel like this video is going to offend you, this goes for the fans of Adam 22 and for the fans of Just Pearly Things. Do not watch this video, because I promise you, I'm not finna bite my tongue for nobody. And that goes for anyone that jumps in these comments after. So now, I want to shout out the business YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying, brother Justin Black, you know what I'm saying. I want to shout him out because he been on this, he been talking about this stuff, you know what I'm saying. Me personally, I don't really watch their content like that on YouTube, so I honestly never really gave a damn, to be honest. But when you use your content to build off our people, make money off our people, constantly doing things, making it seem like you're doing it for the betterment of our people, I have a problem with that. And that goes for any content creator. It don't matter the race. If you using your content to bring us in, but yet you capitalizing off it, making money off it, but you ain't using it for the betterment of the people, then you become a part of my killing room flow. You become a part of my rug pool. And it's time for me to cut you up off this shit. So, starting off, like I said before, shout out to the business YouTube channel, you know, brother Justin Black. He made a full length live video about the whole thing of the interviews that Pearly Things did with Nick Fuentes and Adam 22 did with Richard Spencer. Now, I'm not finna play the full thing because it's over 2 hours long. You can go to his channel, the business YouTube channel, and you can watch the full video for yourself. He got it timestamped so you can break everything down and get a full understanding. But I am going to play some clips. And shout out to It's Just Gems and O'Shea Duke Jackson, you know what I'm saying, for speaking about this as well. I'm going to play their videos too. But I'm going to start out with the business YouTube channel. And I just want y'all, I'm gonna let him talk. He gonna break down everything, and then I'm gonna give you my 2 cents about everything at the end of all these videos. So, starting off, let me put my screens up. Starting off where Miss Pearly Thing shows her opinion about African immigrants versus us Black Americans in this country.
I wonder what Miss Pearly Things thinks of African immigrants versus Black Americans, specifically descendants of slaves, foundationals. I wonder what she thinks of that. If we get...
And like I said before, shout out to the business YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying, brother Justin Black, you know what I'm saying, he always keeps it real no matter what. He been talking about this shit for about a year and a half, you know what I'm saying. He been calling these folks out, you know what I'm saying. So I just want to salute him. I'm gonna have all his information on the bottom of the description at the end of this video. So let's check this out, shall we?
Get into the immigration discussion. I wonder what she's gonna say if you ask her about that. Brace yourselves, all of her supporters.
No. And that's not a conservative position, especially not 50 million people in 10 years.
Right.
Because America's got 300 million. So, you know, what is that? 1/6 of the population in 10 years.
And so why is that?
Why does he support that?
No, why are you against pro? Because in my head, see, I hire people from Africa, right?
Right.
Shout out Blessing.
Yeah.
And I just see like the work ethic of people that are like not from America, and they often work harder than the people that are from America. So in my head, it's like, wouldn't it help us economically if we had more, like, if they had a certain like mindset in order?
Well,
I hope y'all heard what she just said. I hope y'all really paid attention to what she just said. If not, I'm going to go back so y'all can really hear it. If you didn't hear it, I'm going to go back just a little bit so you can hear exactly. Because if you didn't hear what I heard, your ears are deaf as hell, bro. You got some deaf ears.
I wonder what Miss Pearly Things thinks of African immigrants versus Black Americans, specifically descendants of slaves, foundationals. I wonder what she thinks of that. If we get into the immigration discussion, I wonder what she's gonna say if you ask her about that. Brace yourselves, all of her supporters.
10 years.
Right.
Because America's got 300 million. So, you know, what is that? 1/6 of the population in 10 years.
And so why is that?
Why does he support that?
No, why are you against pro? Because in my head, see, I hire people from Africa, right?
Right.
Shout out Blessing.
Yeah.
And I just see like the work ethic of people that are like not from America, and they often work harder than the people that are from America.
Miss Pearly Things, what the hell do you mean by working harder? What do you mean by working harder? I just want to ask that. What do you mean by that?
So in my head, it's like, wouldn't it help us economically if we had more, like, if they had a certain like mindset in order?
Well, I told you were going to get your hearts and your feelings and your souls broken. There's no way you can defend her now and sit up here and say you cool with it. She just outright told you, well, they work harder than people. Now, you know she means black. I like my African immigrants. They work harder than people from America.
They work harder than people in America. Ooh, Lord. How do we feel about that, Kevin Samuels?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up.
You can't make this shit up, man. If you didn't hear what I just heard, then you gotta be dumb than a motherfucker. This funk ass bitch just clearly said, doing an interview with a well-known white supremacist, talking about some, I hire Africans. They work so much harder than people in America. Huh? Work harder. If that ain't the most prejudiced, racist ass shit I done heard in my life, I don't know what is, bruh. But oh yeah, it gets better. It gets way better. I'm just getting started, baby. I'm just getting started. Let's keep it pushing. We just getting started with this shit. Let's keep it pushing.
Oh yeah, I'm not going to give you any place to hide. You know you're guilty. You know if you've been listening to her. You know if you've been big upping her. You know if you were saying Jason just a hater and sometimes some other folks tell the truth. Jason, you just don't trust these people like that. Yeah, where are they at now? Where are they going to be at now after tonight? Folks, we on.
I'm going to fast forward a little bit of this because he went in on people. He went in on a lot of folks. But right here, we finna hit this time step and we finna hear about Miss Pearly Things, or should I call her Pearl Davis, talking about slavery was exaggerated. She said slavery was exaggerated. So let's check this out, shall we?
Cause if you thought you heard the worst, no, you ain't heard the worst yet.
Like I said, man, we just getting started today, man. We just getting started, man. We finna call all these culture vultures out the killing room floor. We finna drag their ass through the mud, man. In the words of the legendary UNLV, we finna drag them from the river, man. Let's check this out.
All of her supporters, I'm going to let this play here so that this goes in context, so nobody can say I took it out of its context. Tell me, how do you explain away this?
One way.
Yeah.
America being one. That was when more immigration happened and the culture, we sort of lost the culture.
Yeah, because the lesson of World War II, based on the horrors of the Holocaust, is like, this is what happens when nationalism goes awry. This is what happens when nationalism goes too far.
But your argument was the Holocaust was not special and all countries have done that.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you're saying, why is the Holocaust special?
Yeah, basically.
Oh. Okay, what do you mean, basically?
Well, yeah, I mean, because of course, you know, we're getting into the details of it, but yeah, that's the gist.
And oh yeah, everything, all the videos you see in here are all under fair use. So like I said, all this came from the business YouTube channel, you know what I'm saying? Brother Justin Black, shout out to his channel, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to the other channels that I said, you know, It's Just Gems and O'Shea Duke Jackson for the information on YouTube. So let's get back with the clip.
Yeah, I mean, but you kind of deny it happened.
Yeah, I deny some of the parts of it.
You deny parts of it don't seem realistic to you. You think they were embellished upon.
I think they're embellished, yeah.
The same way. This sounds... Oh God, gosh.
Oh boy.
They're gonna
You're
be
gonna
in
get
trouble.
yourself
This sounds similar to the.
Say how you feel, bitch. Don't bite your tongue. Go and say how you really fucking feel. Say how you really feel. Don't bite your tongue with it. Say how you feel.
Slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible, it was,
right,
but they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people.
Let me stop right here. I know brother Justin back on speak on here, but I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say right here. And like I said, man, if you're a fan of her, you like her videos, you like her YouTube channel, like I said in the beginning, man, in my disclaimer, if you do not like what I'm finna say, if you was finna get offended, do not watch this video. I'm giving you the disclaimer now, cause it's finna be a lot of cussing, and I'm gonna say how I'm gonna say how I feel. Ain't nothing finna be changed. This funky motherfucker here gonna say slavery. I'm so hot, I don't even want to say what I really want to say. But you know what? I'm going to say it because I need to. I ain't finna bite my tongue for this funky motherfucker. This broad gonna say they want to make it seem like slavery wasn't as bad as the Holocaust. Let me say something. Man. You know what? I'm gonna replay the video, then I'm gonna say how I say. I'm so hot. I can't even say what I want to say. I'm gonna replay the video, then I'm gonna say what I want to say. Let's go.
They're gonna be in trouble. This sounds similar to the slavery stuff too, because that's literally the founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible, it was,
right,
but they want to make it like more horrible. So
okay, I think I got my emotions in check now. All right, I had a grandmother. I'm gonna just tell this story. I had a grandmother, right? My grandmother lived to see 95 years old. My grandmother lived to see about 94 years old. I buried my grandmother in 2006. My grandmother told me about everything when it came to slavery and the Jim Crow laws and all this stuff, because she lived through most of it. She told me my great-grandmother, she was born into sharecropping. Alright? My grandmother, you know, she told me the stories that my great-grandmother witnessed. She witnessed black men getting lynched and hung on trees, and all of the white contemporary, all of the white folks just watched as if it was some type of a show. She told me the stories when they played Pick a Nigga. If you don't know what that is, do your research. For y'all saying y'all like picnics, that came from an acronym called Pick a Nigga, which they would literally have picnics in the middle of the damn whatever. They'll be somewhere in the woods, and they'll have hundreds of black people running for them lives. They'll give them like a 5-minute, 10-minute head start until they had them white folks run behind them and kill them. Chop their arms off, chop their fingers off, chop their hands off, chop their nose off, chop their ears off, and they save my people. They will save what they did to them as a memento. And this is after slavery. I'm not even speaking on slavery itself. I'm speaking on things that happened after slavery. These were things that was happening after slavery. So for this funky motherfucker, she already doing an interview with a well-known white supremacist. For her to do this interview with this funky motherfucker and to say that slavery wasn't, oh, it wasn't as bad or it wasn't as horrible as the Holocaust and this and that. There's brothers that still getting lynched today. In 2023, there are still young brothers getting lynched. In 2023. So don't tell me with no motherfucking expense that slavery wasn't as or it wasn't as exaggerated. Shut your motherfucking mouth. And see, this is what I'm talking about. We let people come in our space and we don't gatekeep the shit. We don't shut it down. We don't nip it in the bud. We let it keep going because we feel like as if, oh, they friendly. They for us. Understand this shit. Ain't nobody for us. Nobody. And anyone that feels like they for you, keep playing with them and see what the fuck happens. See what the fuck happens. I'm going to let the rest of the video go. And then we're going to get into album 22. That right there just pissed me off. I ain't going to lie to y'all, man. That right there just pissed me the fuck off. I ain't going to lie. I might get canceled for this video, but you know what? I really don't give a damn. I'd rather tell the truth on my platform rather than stay in silence.
That they can control people.
Now, though, that's her in her own words. 2 weeks ago, not 2 months ago, 2 weeks ago. So for those of you at the beginning talking about, well, Jason, what's Israel and Palestine got to do with this? Because they start warming up with that one with the white people who are not considered to be white enough because they remind them of niggas. So you listen for them to start giving you the warm-up act, and then eventually, you know, when they get warmed up, they're going to come to us, and they're going to be stomping. So how do you explain away that one? You're just going to have to tell us that you agree with that, right? Because that's what you're going to have to say if you condone her or condone her in your presence. You're going to have to say that you agree with that. That you agree that she's just got a difference of opinion about slavery, that slavery was exaggerated. Those are not Jason Black's words. Those are hers. So many members of the Black winosphere cooning their way through life, they got a whole lot of explaining to do now, don't they? Or then again, maybe they don't, because you got to understand, when you are accustomed to kissing white ass, you will just explain away anything and see how many other folks go along with you.
Facts. All the way facts. I ain't finna stay too much on this, but I'm gonna say this. I never really was a fan of her. I heard of her. I know we as a people kind of blew her up. You know, after Kevin Samuels passed away, made the Godfather, rest in peace, by the way. After Kevin Samuels passed away, you know, there was a lot of people that had some bad things to say about Kevin. You know, they disrespected him. Even after in death, they disrespected him. But one thing about Kevin Samuels, I can always respect. He always kept it real, and he always showed us with the utmost of the respect. No matter how you felt about Kevin Samuels, he always kept it real, and he always had the utmost respect of us. This is what happens when we let culture vultures come into our climate space. They make multi-millions off us, and then they damn near can get away with what they want to do because we let them in. You can't say you stopped them, nipped it in the bud. You can't say that because you let them in. You let them in. They woo their way with y'all, and then and once they get to a point where, hey, I'm at a point where shit, I don't need these niggas. They gonna do their thing. And this all that it is. So for Miss Pearly Davis, or just Pearly Things as y'all call her, She's no different than Adam 22, Vlad, and so many other motherfuckers that want to come into our space, make money in our space, get rich in our space, and then want to act like, oh, I'm just doing me. I'm just doing my job. Nah, motherfucker, you made money off us, and you know what you were doing, cause that's the game. It always been the game. But we as a people, we never call people out on that bullshit, cause we still don't want to realize that we got way more power than you might realize. How you think Miss Pearly Things blew up? She ain't blew up all white folks. She blew up off us. Adam 22, no jumper, he didn't blow up off white folks. He blew up off us. DJ Vlad, how the fuck you think he blew up? He didn't blow up off doing them white interviews. He blew up off the black interviews. Doing interviews with rappers, drug dealers, well-known gang members, celebrities. Let's keep it real, man. We are the ones that can gatekeep who can do what, when, and where. If we get on our business and on our job like we supposed to, motherfuckers like Just Pearly Things, No Jumper, DJ Vlad, and the rest of these culture vulture motherfuckers would never even have a chance to survive. And them is facts. Now let's get to No Jumper. Let's get to Adam 22. He did an interview with a well-known neo-Nazi white supremacist by the name of Richard Spencer. If you don't know who that is, do your research. I'm not finna show you who he is. So we finna fast forward this here, and we finna get to No Jumper and Adam 22 real quick.
Might think, well, hello there, Adam. Well, hello there, Adam from No Jumper. Now, folks, I could actually play several clips from this program that Adam and No Jumper did with Richard Spencer after all these years talking to black folks about, quote, black culture, and then he does this wild spin out of nowhere and wants to talk to Richard Spencer. So a lot of folks there have taken issue with it. Some of his former co-hosts have taken issue with it. But I submit to you that he was showing these tendencies when you got these white dudes, a white fellow who does not come from street culture whatsoever. He comes from skater boy, stoner culture. But he knows that there's a certain contingent of black folk who are looking for a white person to give them approval no matter what. Mm-hmm. No matter what.
Facts.
So he brings on Richard Spencer and some guy named, blue-haired fella named Destiny. He calls it a debate. Here's the problem. It ain't a debate. There was no debate. No, I'm not exaggerating. There was no debate. You just had two white men sitting there agreeing with each other the whole time. And I know they were because I counted it. You can go through this interview. They say the exact words, I agree with you, 5 times. And they say the words, I agree, over 20 times. More than 20 times they said the words I agree, and 5 times they said the specific phrase I agree with you. Now please tell me how in the hell. Yes, I counted, Deborah. You damn right, because I don't want you all going back looking silly or stupid. So I documented all of this to make sure that none of you would look silly or stupid or humiliated. Now, while the context of it may not have always been precisely the same, because they were saying, I agree to each other, and then saying that they agree on different topics, the bottom line is you will find them saying, Richard saying to the Destiny and Destiny saying to Richard, I agree with you 5 times. And then saying, I agree over 20 times. Yes, I counted. Yes, I did. Because I wanted to make sure we had all the facts. And we sure did. But you simply had 2 white men here basically agreeing with each other on nuances of things. Now, I could play a lot of things here. and it might be messed up here, but the fellow who was supposed to be debating Richard here. Let me go ahead and find something right quick. The fellow who was supposed to be debating Richard, talking about agreeing. The fellow who was supposed to be debating him doesn't really do a whole lot of debating him.
I'm sure you've played this one, not to poke at your pastor or whatever, but I'll do it. I play this all the time. Sure. Right? If you ask people involved in BLM, how many unarmed black men do you think are killed every year by the police?
Man.
Billions.
Yeah, millions, billions.
I'm just kidding. Like, if you had to think,
And motherfuckers laughing at it as if it's a joke and it's funny. How we feel about that, Kevin Samuels?
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
You can't make this shit up, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just getting hot right now. You think I was hot on Miss Pearly? Oh no, I'm finna get hotter. This video ain't done yet. Let's keep it rolling.
Yeah, it's unfair. I'm putting on
a relatively
yeah,
small number, right?
Yeah.
it's like people might say like a relatively small number and guess like maybe like 500. It's like 12.
Right.
It's a very small number. But like, think about it this way.
But it's an expression of what.
Now, this is the white dude that Adam brought on allegedly to debate Richard. And yet he comes out sounding more alt-right than Richard. This is the guy that Adam chose. Adam chose this guy. Could have chosen somebody black. Could have chosen an Umar Johnson. Could have chosen somebody who would be actually qualified to do this. He chooses a white fella, and then amazingly enough, what do you know? It's a white dude who's sitting there agreeing with Richard and expressing Richard's talking points. That's the guy that Adam chose to quote unquote debate. But wait a minute now, you notice I haven't skipped forward or anything. Notice it keeps going.
They feel. I think it might not very well be rational, and you can shove statistics down their throat, but it's an expression of how they feel, and it might even be a certain kind of fantasy element to it as well, in the sense that they do feel out of place and oppressed and not making it or something. It also expresses a certain kind of fantasy of like to make a conflict that is invisible in a way visible.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before. It feels good to have the patriarchy to fight against, or to have cops to fight against, because you get this, because there is a lot of frustration in general in life. I think that's probably part of life.
It feels good to have the patriarchy or cops to fight against. This is the guy who was supposed to be debating Richard Spencer. I could play Richard Spencer's clips and quotes in here, but I thought it more interesting to play for you all allegedly the guy who was there, quote unquote, to debate.
Debate. A white guy with blue hair trying to debate a well-known neo-Nazi white supremacist. Debate. Debate. This supposed to be a debate now. It's supposed to be a debate.
God damn it! You can't make this shit up!
Richard Spencer. So far, y'all ain't hearing very much disagreement or debate so far now, are you? Not a whole lot of debate going on. Now, is that accidental? I wonder if Destiny is done with that. And yes, I know Destiny was on Pearly Things program. So yeah, these lines of connection aren't very far apart. But Jason was reaching all this time. I wonder if Destiny keeps going in this vein. I wonder.
Treating the things a bit differently.
Sure.
But the problem is that people take it a little bit too far. And instead of saying like, well, hold on, I think that there needs to be a special, unique place for black people to talk about their place in the U.S. and the history in the U.S. That evolved into fuck white people. They can't talk about anything related to whiteness. And now we're only going to talk about black issues. And if you even dare challenge that, you're racist. Like that evolution.
Which one of these guys is the alt-right again? Because that's not Richard Spencer. Richard Spencer's the other guy with the black jacket. But by the way, this is the dude that Pearly Things had on. This is the dude that Adam brought on here ostensibly to debate Richard Spencer, and yet, Richard Spencer doesn't even need to say anything. So I could play for you Richard Spencer's quotes during the program. I'm
going to just end it right here. You know what I'm saying? Because I ain't really got to go much further with him. I really don't. I ain't got to go much further. I'm going to say this, and I'm done with it. We as a people need to start gatekeeping what we make. Stop letting other motherfuckers who are not a part of our culture come in, make money off what we are, what we do, how we move, and then they may feel like they can come in and switch it up and flip it however they want to. But yet they used us to make money off of in the first place. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't really got to talk no more. This really the end of the video. So I'm going to end the video like this here. In the words of the late great Malcolm X, you either going to stand for something or you going to fall for anything. Peace and one love.